All right. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to introduce the 2025 challenge. Now, what I'm doing with this is essentially just trying to show the power of compound interest. Okay, so I made a spreadsheet here, and with this spreadsheet, if you start off with $1,000 and you get 2% a day on your account, by the end of the trading year, okay, the value of your account will be up to 144,000. So for this challenge, we're going to see if I can turn $1,000 into 140K. I didn't start off the account initially with 1,000. We'll take a look at the account here in a second, just because I already had over $1,000 in a couple positions, and I didn't want to have to sell all of those and restart it in cash. I'm probably going to make a withdrawal sometime around here soon, just to try to level it out a little bit. But at the end of the day, whether you're starting off a small account with $500, $1,000, $2,000, or 3,000, as a trader, okay, so we're looking to make trades to get ourselves a 2% a day return in the stock market, which is something that's very hard to do. But if you are trading options, it's a really good way to define your risk. So in this account, we're pretty much going to only be trading options. All right. You can take a look at the account. There is some crypto in the account, but most of the positions are going to be in options, and then the rest is in cash. It's going to be a highly focused on keeping a lot of cash in this account for day trading. And we'll kind of go over some of the strategies and thoughts. But let's take a look. Okay, so here we are. I wasn't messing with the spreadsheet on January 2nd and 3rd. I kind of forgot to do the whole spreadsheet thing. But so far, we're looking at about 173 profit. Okay, so the account is up to 2808. It's been a very tough market. Okay, we've had good days so far in the year, and then a lot of those good days are preceded by and followed by rough days in the market here as well. We can see over the past week, it's down about 2%. So we'll continue to monitor this. There were plenty of times where it was down a lot worse. It was down 12% at one point, and in the beginning, it was up, over 12% as well. So the week started off really strong. Um, and then things got pretty rough during the week, and I decided to close a lot of positions. These are the only positions that we've got open right now. DraftKings, EQT was a really nice one. Took some profit on that one, and it ended up giving back those gains. We can take a look at EQT on Friday. We can see here it did come up to 50, so I bought the $50 calls. If we go to the recents, you should be able to see, bought the $50 calls here, okay, and then sold them. So bought at 182, sold at 248. If you guys are fans of the newsletter, okay, and you're signed up for the newsletter, which is completely free, EQT is one of the stocks that we just recently published in the newsletter as a trade idea. That's completely free. Okay, you can get those free trade ideas. 182 to 248 is a good trade. Okay, that's a very nice trade. Those are some really nice profits there. And then I'm still holding the March contract at 275. I was hoping to see that close green. But as you guys saw, the price of EQT did go back down to flat, right? So, initially we had a very strong move. And ended up closing the day flat for EQT. But that's one of the positions that I have left in there. Currently at the moment, another one is going to be DraftKings. Um, and I've got a lot of DraftKings in my other account as well. All right. I've done some analysis. So we'll go over here into the Discord real quick and just search DraftKings so we can see. And this is one that we've been talking about and trading for a long time. Initially we had this inverse head and shoulders pattern. We caught the move, very, very strong move before the gap up on DraftKings and was a really strong push. And then we had a failed breakout. Okay, you see this oops here on the neckline. All right, oops is just a fun and simple way to visualize things, but that was a big oops. Okay, it's a false move, a false breakout. Those false moves tend to lead to fast moves. And we saw a push back down into the demand zone of our left shoulder and right shoulder. And we just recently got, the MACD is trying to curl over here. If we can reclaim this anchored VWAP and reclaim the 50-day moving average, which is still rising, which is good. So we're trading below a 50-day moving average, but it's still a rising 50-day moving average. So I do like that. Then things can look good for DraftKings. But one of the main reasons we got into it and I started a position in this is because if you look at the performance of DraftKings, all right, January has an 80% win rate and February has a 100% win rate. Now, December is usually terrible, all right? And when we go back to the chart, we could see that, it was a terrible time in December, right? As soon as December starts right here, pretty much went down the entire time. That's very typical for DraftKings. So I wanted to start buying DraftKings in this downwards period and the options are just now recovering. We're not really in profit on those in total, or maybe just a tiny bit of profit, but I wanted to buy in the weakness, right? I wanted to buy in that December weakness because January has an 80% win rate, but I'm really more interested in February, which has a 100% hit win rate in the history of the stock, with the average return being about a 13% return in February and the median return being about a 10% return in February. So if that historical seasonality can play out again, then this could be a really good position and could turn into a very profitable play. So we'll continue to monitor DraftKings. That is, I think probably the largest position that I've got in this account. If we go back to the home, forgive me, I'm not very familiar with Robinhood's, platform. It's not my best. So things could be a little bit slow, but if we were to type in DraftKings, I think we can see how much how much that we have in DraftKings. So we got 436. Made $100 on Friday. Friday was a good day for DraftKings. We like to see that, but overall still down about 6% on our position here. So we've got roughly, a little under $500 invested, but down just a little bit, right? Down about $30 on DraftKings. So, if DraftKings can go up 10% in the month of February or 10% in the month of January, then these call options should be looking pretty well. And you can kind of manage your risk, pretty well here also with DraftKings, basically below 35.50, 35 area, maybe that's an area where you want to stop out because we could potentially roll over and continue making new lows. All right. What else do we have in the account here? Let me see. EQT, a VOD. VOD is a pretty interesting play. This is one that I just started accumulating here recently, and it's mostly off of open interest. Okay, so if you're not too familiar with options and options trading, there's something known as open interest, which is basically just how many people are holding a contract at the time. And whenever you see, charts in demand, or whenever you see some type of, bullish action that you like, and you see a very large open interest on the, call options, a lot of times I like to take those plays. So if you take a look here, there's over 100,000 open interest on the VOD April 17th, $9 calls. Okay. If we were to just come in here and take a look at VOD real quick, all right, and we'll pull it up on TradingView. VOD is coming down and testing into a demand zone here, which could be a potential bounce zone. So we'll have to monitor that. The stock is gapping down. It's not my favorite time to buy a stock, but I did start a position on that. As you can see, it gapped down big. That's when I first noticed it. Saw a slight bounce off of that demand. So I started a position in there and then ended up just continuing that further plunge downwards. But this is an area that the stock has bounced 3 times in the past throughout 2024. So here we are in 2025. We'll just continue to monitor this. But I do like that very large open interest there. That could be someone that has sold a large amount of covered calls. Okay, so that is something to think about. So that could be a whale, betting that the stock is going to stay below $9. But oftentimes I find that, these calls with these extremely large open interest, they do tend to go in the money at some point. So I'll be monitoring this position. This is a new one that, as I mentioned, just started. And let's go into crypto, okay? Because there is some crypto in here. And the way I have the crypto set up is basically to reflect people with small accounts. Okay, so if we go to Bitcoin, it's the largest position in this account at $96. And what we've done is we've set up a weekly buy of $5 and then a daily buy of $1. So this means that about 12 bucks a week is going into Bitcoin. Okay. There are some times where it seems like it's coming to support and I'll throw a little bit of money, but I'm just putting small amounts into these different cryptocurrencies again to reflect what it's like, trading and trying to invest in crypto with, small account sizes. Okay. So that's Bitcoin right there. We'll move on and we have XRP, which is going to be the second largest position in this account at 58. We've got a daily buy on XRP of $1. And then we've got Solana also is going to be the third largest position. These are the three that I've chosen to just have a daily buy of $1 in those. Okay, so $3 a day across three different cryptocurrencies, 21 bucks a week. All right, plus $5 extra on a weekly buy on crypto on Bitcoin is roughly $25. Okay, it's 26 bucks. That's about $100 a month. Okay, so just to, as we go through this journey, you guys can see, what it's like to put $100 a month into crypto for an entire year and see what the results are, right? Whether, crypto continues its bull market or whether crypto heads into a bear winter. That's essentially what we're doing. And then I've got some leftover crypto just from some prior trades that I had. We've got Whiff, which is dog with hat. We've got Pepe. We've got Link, and then we've got like a fraction of Ethereum, like less than a penny. Okay, so that's where we're at with the account and the holdings in the account. As you guys saw, there's about $300 in crypto, roughly. Okay, which crypto hasn't had a great week either. That's fallen by 25 bucks. So there was about, there's over 300 invested in crypto in this account, but which is roughly about 10%. Okay. 287. If we go back to the account value, we're right around 2,800. So about 10% of the account is going to be in crypto at the moment. And then we've got cash. Okay. We've got roughly $1,600 in cash here. With the account being at 2,800, 300 roughly in crypto. Okay. And then, you can do the math there. That's about 1,800 bucks. We've got $1,000 in call options, and swing trades. So I want to keep at least a minimum of $1,000 cash probably in this account for day trading SPY. SPY is something that I day trade every day that I've been doing for years. And when I talked earlier about being able to manage your risk, so if we're looking to make 2% on $1,000 account, that's $20. Well, with SPY and day trading SPY options, you can buy a SPY call option that's worth $100. And if you're looking to make 2% on the overall account, well, then you only need to make 20% on that SPY call option. Okay, so meaning if you can take that $100, get a 20% return on a day trade on a nice little scalp, then you can go ahead and make your 20 bucks, right? And that's your 2% of the day. And you only have to use $100 out of your $1,000 account, right? Which it doesn't seem like a lot, guys. Okay. And it is kind of frustrating for me, with this account size, doing this. But, when you take a look at some of the history, so we'll just take a look at the recent Friday activity. What's going on here? It's kind of freezing a little bit. But just some very quick trades, right? Bought a SPY put, okay, January 10th at 75 bucks, sold it at 87. That was a $12. Here we go. So we can come in here and we'll go ahead and review the trading activity from the 10th, okay? Here, buy 582 SPY call at 65, sold it at 83. There's some more stuff up here, but I guess it's not loading. Then we have, let's just go to the very beginning of January 10th. So January 10th, right here, I bought a put at $76, sold it at 87. Bought a call at $74, sold it at 79. So, small trades, okay, and it's not like right now with this account size where each one of these trades is making $50, $100, or $500 or $1,000. But the goal is to remain humble and really just only try to get 2% of the daily account value. Friday was a good day. We ended up making about 7.5% gains on the account. And most of it, a lot of it, was from these small day trades on SPY. Being able to make multiple trades with this account size is important. I don't want to put all of the money, 15, $1,600 in cash. I don't want to put all of that into one SPY trade. And then you lose on that trade and you take a large loss, 40, 50%. I'd rather, spend 100, spend a $200. And hey, if I do have to take a loss, it's not going to blow up the account and maybe a $50 loss, maybe a $100 loss on that one particular trade. But usually I find that there's anywhere between, 3 to 6 really good trade setups every single day for scalping. And so that's where we're at. If we look right, we were down 9% on the account, Friday morning, and then Friday by close, we were up basically back to flat. And then, or here by the close, we're up to about a negative 2% loss. Okay, so, Friday was a pretty good day. If you take a look, yeah, or we got the spreadsheet here actually we can go to. Made about $207 on Friday with this $2,600 account. So close to a 10% day. You're gonna have those really big up days and your trading days. And those are gonna help give you guys some cushion for the really rough days, right? There was a day on January 7th where, the account took a $374 loss, right? We had got it up over 3K and we took over a 10% loss on that day. But now we're just working and trying to build back. And as I mentioned, the main goal is to just try to make 2% a day. That's something that I've never tried to personally do and monitor and like keep a track record of. So it's going to be a really fun, really interesting journey. I'm going to try to update this at least once a week. I may do multiple a week. It just depends because I'm still trying to make other content here as well. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what we have going on. And this is going to be a public account. We'll see if it goes to zero. We'll see if we can double it in 2024, or if we can get anywhere close to our, 100, our 2025 trading goals, with $1,000. Remember at the end, because of the compounding factor of the compound interest, it'll be 144,000. So we'll see, what we can do with this. If we can get this from a 2K account to 240K or to 280K, it'll be really fun. It'll be really interesting. And you guys will be able to watch the process. So thanks for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Check out the newsletter, putting out free trade ideas every single week inside of there. Really good financial and trading related content. You guys can join the Discord if you guys want to gain access to the other types of plays that I'm posting. There's a link in the description. Okay, use promo code Powell. That will get you guys full access. Click on the full access is what you want to get into. That way you can see all of it. Get 20 plus swing trade ideas every single week. You get all of my exclusive chart layouts, chart indicators, the indicators that I'm using for my day trading strategies, which I'm sure I'll break that down here recently. I'll try to figure out a different way to monitor the trades that I'm making on this account, so that way you guys can see what the day trades are looking like. There's some really good opportunities there with this, especially being so cash heavy. If we have a really good day where every single one of our trades hits 30, 40, 50% on the SPY day trades, and we've got $1,600 cash, that can be a really huge day for the account, and you start to stack up a few of those days, it compounds a lot, and it'll help for those times and periods where, your swing positions or maybe your crypto positions or different things like that aren't necessarily doing as well. As I mentioned, it's been a pretty rough week for the stock market in general. The SPY was down 1.52% just on Friday alone. So to be able to come out of Friday with about a 7% profit on this account was pretty nice. If you take a look, it's down 2% over the past week. We go back to our account here, and we're down about 2%, a little bit less than 2% over the past week. So technically, we're outperforming the market over the past week. And I'm pretty excited, honestly. I'm pretty excited. Once this account gets up to 5K, then that 2% a day really starts to add up and add up and add up. And as you can see here, let's just go over here and find out where it is. Once you're at 5K, you're going to be making about $100 a day with your 2% rule. Okay. And in 9 days, you'll basically be at 6K. Okay. And then from there, another 9 days, yeah, 6,800. 12, roughly 12 days later. So basically in about 2 weeks, you go from 5K to 7K if you can continue to make 2% a day. And that's where this whole compounding thing gets really big. And you look at your daily profit, once the account is at 7K, your daily profit of 2% at 139 is, well over 10%. That's 13%, of your $1,000 account that you started with. Anyways, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Kind of rambling a little bit. Let me know what kind of suggestions you guys have for this account, for monitoring this account, to make things better, things like that. I'm open to all types of suggestions and ideas. And if you want my latest thoughts on the market, go watch the last two videos that I just dropped. Really, really good content. I put in some good trades, some good setups in there as well. Some of those have already started to play out pretty nicely. VFC being one of them. That was a really, really clean trade. I did trade that one on this Robinhood account here as well. I forgot to post that one. But super clean setup on the technicals, right? We have a bullish channel, we had a cup and handle, we had an alert set here for the trend line on a breakout, got in on the trend line breakout, and VFC went up 5.8% on Friday. Got in and out of the call options on Friday on that one. Now we're breaking out above the major breakout level here. We'll see if this one presents any more opportunities for some new long trades.